My beloved child, I see the fear that has been gripping your heart and the anxiety that wakes you at 3 in the morning. I see the worry that follows you through every moment of your day, shadowing your every move. I see it all, and I have come to break its power over you once and for all. I know about the racing thoughts that will not let you rest, and the tightness in your chest that appears without warning. I know about the way your mind creates scenarios of disaster before anything has even happened. I have watched you try to control everything because you believe that if you can just manage every single detail, somehow the fear will go away. But it never does it? The more you try to control, the more anxious you become. The more you worry, the more things appear to worry about. It is an endless cycle that has been stealing your peace, and I am here to tell you that it ends now. You were never meant to carry the weight of your entire future on your shoulders. You were never designed to figure everything out before it happens. You were never created to live in a constant state of fear about what might go wrong. This is not the life I planned for you. This is not the abundant life I promised. When I said I came to give you life and life more abundantly, I meant a life free from the heavy chains of anxiety. I meant a life where peace is your constant companion and where trust in me places every fear that tries to take root in your heart. Let me ask you something once-ly. When was the last time you felt truly at peace? When was the last time you lay down to sleep without your mind racing through every possible problem? When was the last time you woke up and felt genuine excitement about the day ahead instead of dread about what might go wrong? Remember a time when your heart was lighter. I remember a time when you could laugh without that underlying tension. I remember a time when the future felt like a beautiful mystery instead of a terrifying unknown. I want to take you back to that place, not the same place. Butane even better one, a place where your peace does not depend on your circumstances, a place where your joy cannot be stolen by uncertainty, a place where you walk through every storm with an unshakable confidence that I am with you and I will never let you fall. The fear you carry has has a history. It did not appear out of nowhere. Some of it was planted in your childhood when the world felt too big and too scary, and the people who should have protected you could not always do so. Some of it grew from experiences of loss, from moments when things fell apart despite your best efforts, from times when the worst did happen and you learned that bad things are real possibilities. Some of it comes from the world around you, from news that speaks only of disaster, from conversations that focus only on what could go wrong, and from a culture that profits from your fear by selling you solutions to anxieties it created in the first place. I understand where your fear comes from. I have watched every moment that contributed to it, and I want you to know that none of those experiences have to define your future. The enemy has used your fear as a doorway into your mind. He whispers worst-case scenarios and makes them feel like prophecies. He takes small concerns and magnifies them into mountains. He reminds you of every time things went wrong and tells you they will go wrong again. He wants you paralyzed. He wants you too afraid to step into the calling I have placed on your life. He wants you so consumed with worry that you have no energy left for faith. But here is what he does not want you to know. His power over you is an illusion. He can only speak lies, and lies only have power when they are believed. The moment you stop believing his fearful whispers, his grip on your mind begins to break. I am your refuge. I am your fortress, the one who watches over you while you sleep and goes before you when you wake. I am the one who knows every hair on your head and every thought in your mind. I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb and planned every day of your life before you took your first breath. Do you think I would go to all that trouble only to abandon you now? Do you think I would create you with such care and purpose, only to let fear destroy the beautiful plans I have for you? That is not who I am. That has never been. Who am I? I am the God who parts seas and crumbles walls and brings dead things back to life. And I am telling you that the fear you are facing right now is not bigger than my power to deliver you from it. I want you to understand something about the nature of fear. Most of what you fear never actually happens. Your mind has the incredible ability to imagine disasters that will never occur. It can create vivid pictures of loss and failure and rejection that exist only in your thoughts. How many hours have you spent worrying about things that never came to pass? How many nights have you lost sleep over scenarios that remained forever in the realm of imagination? If I could show you or record everything you have ever worried about alongside what actually happened, you would see that the vast majority of your fears were energy spent on nothing. They were battles fought against enemies that never showed up. There were tears shed over losses that never occurred. And yet, I know this knowledge alone does not make the fear go away. You cannot simply reason yourself out of anxiety. If you could, you would have done it by now. The fear lives deeper than your logical mind. It lives in your body, in your nervous system, in patterns that were formed before you even had words to describe them. This is why I am not just giving you information. I am offering you transformation. I am not just teaching you about peace. I am pouring peace directly into your soul right now as you receive these words. Can you feel it? That slight loosening of the tension you carry. That small but real sense that something is shifting. That is my spirit moving in you. That is the beginning of a freedom that will only grow stronger as you continue to listen. Pause with me. Now, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale, hold, exhale. As you breathe out, say quietly or aloud, I receive your peace. Let me tell you about the peace I give. It is not like the peace the world offers. The world offers temporary relief. It offers distraction from fear through entertainment, through busyness, through substances that numb but never heal. The world offers the illusion of control through planning and preparing for every possible problem. The world offers false security through accumulating money or status or power, as if any of those things could truly protect you from the uncertainties of life. But my peace is different. My peace remains when circumstances are turbulent. My peace holds you steady when everything around you is shaking. My peace does not depend on answers or outcomes. It simply rests in the unshakable truth that I am good, I am in control, and I love you more than you can comprehend. This peace that surpasses understanding is not something you have to work for. It is not a reward for being good enough or faithful enough or brave enough. It is a gift I am freely offering you right now. All you have to do is receive it. All you have to do is open your hands and let go of the worry you have been clutching so tightly. I know that feels scary. I know the worry has become familiar, almost like a companion that never leaves your side. But that companion is not your friend. That companion is a thief that has been stealing your joy, your health, your relationships, and your purpose, and it is time to let go. Think about what your life would look like without the constant weight of anxiety. Imagine waking up and feeling genuinely excited about the day instead of dreading what might go wrong. Imagine facing a challenge and feeling curious about how I might work in, instead of immediately jumping to fear. Imagine making decisions from a place of peace and confidence instead of panic and desperation. Imagine being present in beautiful moments instead of distracted by worries about the future. Imagine your body relaxed, your mind clear, your heart light. This is not a fantasy. This is the life I am calling you into. This is what becomes possible when you let me carry your fears. I know you have tried before. I know you have read books and attended seminars and practiced breathing techniques and recited positive affirmations. I know you have moments where you feel better, followed by moments where the fear comes rushing back even stronger than before. I know the discouragement of feeling like you're making progress, only to find yourself right back where you started. But what I am offering you is different from anything you have tried. I am not offering you a technique. I am offering you myself. I am not offering you a method. I am offering you a relationship. The peace that conquers fear doesn't come from managing your thoughts more effectively. It comes from knowing me so deeply that my presence becomes more real to you than any fear could ever be. When you truly know me, when you experience my love not just as a concept but as a living reality, fear loses its power. Not because you become fearless in the sense of never feeling afraid, but because the fear no longer controls you. You feel the fear and you keep walking. You notice the anxious thoughts and you choose trust anyway. You experience the physical sensations of worry and you remember that I am holding you through it all. This is the kind of courage I want to build in you. Not the absence of fear, but the presence of faith that is stronger than fear. Let me remind you of who I am. I am the one who was with Joseph in the pit and in the prison, working through every injustice to position him for a purpose he could never have imagined. I am the one who walked with the Israelites through the wilderness, guiding them with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, providing manna when they were hungry and water when they were thirsty. I am the one who shut the mouths of lions for Daniel and preserved 3 young men in a furnace so hot it killed the guards who threw them in. I am the one who calmed the storm with a word and walked on water to reach my disciples when they were afraid. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The God who did those things is the same God who is speaking to you right now. And if I could do all of that for them, what makes you think I cannot handle whatever you are facing? Your problem is not too big for me. Your situation is not too complicated. Your fear is not too deeply rooted. I have seen bigger problems and I have solved them. I have seen more complicated situations and I have brought order out of chaos. I have seen fears that seemed absolutely unconquerable, and I have set those captives free. You are not the exception to my power. You are not the one case I cannot handle. You are my beloved child, and I am more than capable of delivering you from everything that torments you. But I need you to trust me. I need you to stop trying to figure everything out on your own and actually surrender the outcomes to me. I know surrender feels terrifying. Surrender feels like giving up control. And your fear tells you that control is the only thing keeping disaster at bay. But that is a lie. You never had control in the first place. The illusion of control is just another form of anxiety, constantly trying to manage what cannot be managed, predict what cannot be predicted, and prevent what is not within your power to prevent. True peace comes not from gaining more control, but from releasing the desperate need for it. True peace comes from opening your hands and saying, God, I cannot handle this, but you can. I do not know what is going to happen, but you do. I am afraid, but I choose to trust you anyway. I want you to practice this surrender, not just once, but moment by moment. Every time a fearful thought enters your mind, turn it into a prayer. Every time your body tenses with anxiety, breathe deeply and remember that I am with you. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into worst-case scenarios, pause and ask me to show you my perspective. This is how transformation happens. not in one dramatic moment, but in thousands of small choices to trust me instead of fear. Each choice weakens the hold of anxiety. Each choice strengthens the pathways of peace. Each choice draws you closer to me and further from the torment that has been your companion for too long. I am not asking you to pretend you're not afraid. I am not asking you to suppress your emotions or deny your experiences. I see your fear and I don't judge you for it. Fear is a human response, and you are human. But I am asking you not to let fear have the final word. I am asking you to bring your fear to me instead of trying to manage it alone. I am asking you to speak to me honestly about what scares you, to tell me about the thoughts that keep you up at night, to share with me the scenarios that make your heart race. When you bring your fear into my presence, something miraculous happens. The fear does not always disappear instantly, but it loses its power to control you. In my presence, you remember who you are. You remember whose you are. You remember that the God of the universe is for you, not against you, and nothing can stand against what I have declared. I have given you a spirit not of fear but of power and love and self-control. Read that again, not fear but power, not fear but love, not fear but self-control. This is what I have placed inside you. This is your true nature as my child. The fear that has been tormenting you is a foreign invader. It does not belong to you. It was not part of my design when I created you. Somewhere along the way, it attached itself to you. And over time, it became so familiar that you started to believe it was simply part of who you are. But that is not true. You are not an anxious person. You are a child of God who has been experiencing anxiety. There is a profound difference. One is an identity. The other is a condition, and conditions can change. I want to change this condition in you. I want to uproot the anxiety that has made its home in your soul. But this is not something I will do without your permission. I am not a God who forced my way into your life. I stand at the door and knock. I offer healing to those who are willing to receive it. So I'm asking you now, will you let me into the fearful places? Will you allow me access to the parts of your heart that feel too vulnerable, too broken, too wounded for anyone to see? Those are exactly the places where I do my best work. Those are exactly the spaces where my healing power flows most freely. Do not hide from me the parts of yourself that you are ashamed of. Do not pretend to be stronger than you feel. Come to me exactly as you are with all your fear and trembling, and watch what I can do. I know about the specific fears that plague you. I know about the fear of losing the people you love. That one runs deep, does it not? Every time someone you care about is late coming home, every time you hear about an accident on the news, every time you think about the fragility of life, this fear rises. Your pen grips your throat. You have imagined the phone calls in the hospital rooms and the funerals. You have played those scenarios in your mind more times than you can count. And all that imagining has not protected anyone. It has only stolen your peace and prevented you from being fully present with the people you love while they are right in front of you. I want to free you from this fear. Not by guaranteeing that nothing bad will ever happen, because I do not make promises I will not keep. And in this broken world, loss is part of the human experience. But I can free you from the tyranny of anticipating loss before it arrives. I can free you from the prison of fear that keeps you from enjoying the gift of today because you are too busy dreading the possibilities of tomorrow. I also know about your fear of failure. You are so afraid of making the wrong decision, of looking foolish, off trying and not succeeding. This fear has kept you playing small. It has prevented you from stepping into opportunities I have prepared for you. It has convinced you that staying safe is better than risking disappointment. But let me tell you the truth about failure. I am not afraid of your failures. I can use them. I can redeem them. I can turn them into wisdom and growth and strength. Some of the most powerful lessons of your life will come from things that did not go the way you planned. The question is not whether you will ever fail. The question is whether you will let the fear of failure keep you from becoming who I created you to be. I know about your fear of rejection. You have shaped so much of yourself around what others might think. You have swallowed words you should have spoken. You have pretended to be someone you are not. You have exhausted yourself trying to meet expectations that were never mine for you in the first place. And still, the fear persists because no matter how much you do to please people, you can never be certain they will not turn away. Here is what I want you to understand. My acceptance of you is not conditional. My love for you is not based on your performance. You could do everything wrong, and I would still be pursuing your heart. You could fail spectacularly in the eyes of the world, and I would still see the treasure that you are. When you truly grasp how deeply I love you, the fear of human rejection begins to lose its grip. What does it matter if some people do not accept you when the God of the universe calls you beloved? I know about your fear of not having enough. This one wakes you up at night with thoughts about money and bills and what you would do if something unexpected happened. You look at your resources, and they never seem adequate for the challenges might face. You calculate and plan and try to build a buffer big enough to make you feel safe, but the number is never quite big enough, is it? There's always another expense, another possibility, another way things could go wrong. Let me remind you of something. I am your provider. I have promised to meet your needs according to my riches and glory. My resources are unlimited. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. The silver and gold of the world belong to me. And you are my child, which means you have access to provision that goes far beyond what your bank account can show. This does not mean I will make your itch in the way the world measures wealth, but it means you will have what you need when you need it. It means I will provide in ways you cannot predict through channels you have not imagined. It means your security is not in your savings but in my faithfulness. I also know about your fear of the future. The unknown stretches out before you and you cannot see what is coming. This not knowing feels unbearable sometimes. You want certainty. You want to see the whole path before you take the first step, but I rarely work that way. I give light enough for the step you are on. I reveal the path as you walk it. This is not because I am being mysterious for the sake of mystery. It is because I know that walking by faith builds something in you that seeing the whole picture never could. It builds trust, it builds relationship, it builds a dependence on me that becomes your greatest strength. If you could see everything that was coming, you would try to handle it on your own. By keeping the future hidden, I keep you close to me. And that closeness is where you will find everything you need. What if I told you that the very things you fear most have already been accounted for in my plan? What if I told you that even your worst-case scenarios do not fall outside my sovereignty? I am not caught off guard by anything. I am not scrambling to figure out how to handle the problems in your life. Before you were born, I knew every challenge you would face. I knew every fear that would try to take hold, and I prepared provision for all of it. Grace for every moment, strength for every struggle, peace for every storm. It is all there waiting for you to receive it. The question is not whether I can handle what you are facing. The question is whether you will trust me enough to stop trying to handle it yourself. Let me speak specifically to the physical symptoms of your anxiety. I know about the racing heart, the shallow breathing, and the knot in your stomach that never seems to fully release. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing. Super thanks. From $50 to $100. I know about the tension in your shoulders and neck and jaw. I know about the restlessness that makes it impossible to sit still and the exhaustion that comes from being in a constant state of alert. Your body has been carrying the burden of your fear and it is showing the wear. But I created your body and I know how to heal it. As you receive peace in your mind and spirit, that peace will flow into your physical being. Your nervous system will begin to recalibrate. The constant fight or flight response will start to settle. You will notice that you can breathe more deeply. You will find that you can actually relax. This is part of the wholeness I am bringing to your life. I want you to start paying attention to the lies your fear has been telling you. Fear speaks in absolutes. It says things like always and never, and everyone and no one. It tells you that everything will go wrong. It tells you that you will never be okay. It tells you that everyone is against you. It tells you that no one can be trusted. These absolutes are almost never true, but fear uses them because they feel so powerful. When you catch yourself thinking in absolutes, pause and question the thought. Is it really true that everything always goes wrong? Is it really true that you will never overcome this? When you start examining fear's claims, you will find that most of them fall apart under scrutiny. They are exaggerations at best and outright lies at worst. Fear also speaks in what ifs. What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? What if the worst case scenario comes true? These what if questions can spiral endlessly, each one leading to another until you have constructed an entire catastrophe in your imagination. But what if is a game that can be played in both directions. What if things go better than you expect? What if I show up in ways you never anticipated? What if this challenge becomes the door to your greatest breakthrough? What if the thing you fear most never actually happens? What if you wasted all this energy worrying about nothing? Start redirecting your what-ifs toward trust. Every time fear says, "What if something bad happens?" respond with, "What if God works all things together for my good?" Say this aloud with me now. What if God works all things together for my good? Say it once, twice, and mean it. I want to give you some words to hold on to when fear tries to overwhelm you. These are my words spoken directly to you, and they carry the power of heaven behind them. When fear says you are alone, remember that I have said I will never leave you nor forsake you. When fear says you cannot handle this, remember that I have said my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When fear says the worst is coming, remember that I have said, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. When fear says you are worthless, remember that I have said you are fearfully and wonderfully made. When fear says there is no way out, remember that I have said I always provide a way of escape. These are not just inspirational sayings. These are spiritual weapons. Speak them out loud when fear attacks. Write them on notes and put them where you will see them. Memorize them until they become more familiar than the voice of fear. Consider all the times I have been faithful to you in the past. I know your memory tends to focus on the times things went wrong, but I am asking you to intentionally recall the times I came through. Remember the situations that seemed impossible until suddenly they were. Not remember the provision that arrived just when you needed it. Remember the doors that opened when all doors seemed closed. Remember the strength you found when you thought you had nothing left. Remember the way forward that appeared when you could not see any path. These memories are not just nostalgia, they are evidence, they are proof of my faithfulness. They are stones of remembrance that you can stack up against the wall of fear. If I was faithful then, why would I not be faithful now? If I came through in those moments, why would I abandon you in this one? Your fear often tells you that this time is different. This time the situation is too complicated. This time there is no way out. This time I will not be able to help. But I want you to understand something about this time. To me, there is no this time that is harder than any other time. I exist outside of time. I see your entire life from beginning to end in a single glance. What feels unprecedented to you is not unprecedented to me. What feels impossible to you is entirely possible to me. I have never encountered a problem I could not solve or a situation I could not redeem. Your this time is not an exception. It is simply the next chapter in a story where I remain the author. And I am very good at writing endings that are far better than the middle chapters might suggest. I am working on your behalf even when you cannot see it. This is something you must learn to believe, even when the evidence is not visible. Just because you cannot see my hand moving does not mean my hand is still. I work in hidden places. I work in hearts and circumstances that are beyond your awareness. I work through conversations you are not part of and decisions made by people you've never met. I work in the spiritual realm where battles are being won before they ever manifest in your physical reality. The absence of visible progress does not mean the absence of progress. Some of the most significant changes happen underground before anything breaks through the surface. Trust the process, trust the unseen work. Trust that I am doing far more than you could ever perceive. Let me paint you a picture of the life that awaits you on the other side of this fear. Imagine waking up and feeling genuinely rested because your sleep was not interrupted by anxious thoughts. Imagine going through your day with a baseline of peace that does not fluctuate based on every piece of news or every unexpected problem. Imagine facing challenges with curiosity instead of dread, wondering how it might work in the situation rather than assuming the worst. Imagine your relationships deepening because you are no longer so consumed with worry that you cannot be fully present. Imagine your creativity flowing because the mental space once occupied by fear is now available for inspiration and ideas. Imagine your physical health improving because your body is no longer in a constant state of stress. This is not a pipe dream. This is the inheritance I have for you. This is what becomes possible when you let me break the chains of anxiety. Take a moment and write down one fear you are willing to hand to me today. Fold the paper and place it somewhere symbolic, or tear it up and let it go. Do that now. I want to address the guilt you might feel about being afraid. Some part of you believes that as a child of God, you should not struggle with fear. You have read the verses that say, "Fear not," and you have interpreted them as commands that you are failing to obey. You feel ashamed of your anxiety, which only adds another layer of distress on top of the fear itself. Let me free you from this guilt. When I say fear not, I am not scolding you. I am reassuring you. I am not giving you a rule to follow. I am giving you a reality to rest in. Fear not because I am with you. Fear not because I am your God. Fear not because I will strengthen and help uphold you. These are not demands but invitations. They are not standards you must meet but promises you can lean on. Your fear does not make me love you less. Your struggle does not disappoint me. I see your fight against anxiety as evidence of your faith, not a failure of it. Now let me speak to you about practical steps you can take as you walk this journey from fear to freedom. First, I want you to guard what you allow into your mind. The things you watch and listen to and read have a significant impact on your anxiety levels. If you are constantly consuming news about disasters and conflicts and things to be afraid of, do not be surprised when fear takes root in your heart. I am not asking you to be uninformed. I am asking you to be wise about the balance. Get the information you need, but do not marinate in fear-inducing content. Choose to fill your mind with things that are true and honorable and just and pure and lovely and commendable. This is not about positive thinking. It is about mental stewardship. Second, I want you to build rhythms of rest into your life. Anxiety thrives in exhaustion. When you are running constantly, when you never give yourself permission to stop and breathe, your nervous system stays in a state of high alert. I built Sabbath into the rhythm of creation for a reason. You need regular times of rest, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Rest is not laziness. Rest is trust. When you stop working and worrying and trying to make everything happen, you are declaring that you believe I can handle things without your constant effort. Create space for stillness in your days. Protect that space fiercely. Your peace depends on it. Third, I want you to cultivate gratitude as a daily practice. Anxiety and gratitude struggle to occupy the same space in your heart. When you are actively noticing and naming the good things in your life, there is less room for fear to spread. This is not about denying the real challenges you face. It is about refusing to let those challenges be the only things you see. Every single day there are gifts I have given you that deserve acknowledgement. The breath in your lungs, the people who love you, the beauty that still exists in the world despite its brokenness. The fact that you are here alive with purpose yet to fulfill. When you train your eyes to see these gifts, the landscape of your inner life begins to change. Fourth, I want you to talk to me constantly throughout your day. Prayer is not just a morning ritual or an evening practice. Prayer is an ongoing conversation that can happen anywhere and anytime. When anxious thoughts arise, turn them immediately into prayers. Instead of worrying about a situation, tell me about it. Instead of spiraling into fear, ask me for my perspective. This kind of moment-by-moment communication keeps you tethered to my presence. It prevents the gap between your awareness and my peace from growing too wide. You do not need eloquent words. You do not need to be in a specific posture. Just talk to me. Include me in the thoughts that would otherwise become anxious spirals. Fifth, I want you to share your struggle with safe people. Anxiety grows in isolation. It tells you that you are the only one who feels this way, that others will think less of you if they know what you're going through, that you must maintain a perfect appearance to be accepted. These are lies. The truth is that vulnerability creates connection, and connection brings healing. Find people you can trust with your truth. Let them know what you are facing. Allow them to pray for you and check on you and remind you of truth when fear distorts your thinking. You are not meant to fight this battle alone, and I have placed people in your life who want to stand with you. Right now, send one short message to a person you trust. I'm struggling. Could you pray for me? Hit send. Sixth, I want you to take care of your body. The physical and spiritual are more connected than you might realize. When you neglect sleep, proper nutrition, and movement, your body becomes more susceptible to anxiety. The stress hormones accumulate. The capacity for emotional regulation decreases. I designed your body to work best with certain rhythms and nourishment. And when you honor that design, you are better equipped to experience peace. This is not about perfection. It is about stewardship of the vessel I have given you. Small changes can make a significant difference over time. Seventh, I want you to learn to distinguish between productive concern and destructive worry. There is a kind of concern that leads to constructive action. If you notice a problem, address it. If you can do something to improve a situation, do it. This is wisdom. But there is another kind of worry that accomplishes nothing except making you miserable. It cycles endlessly without leading anywhere. It focuses on things you cannot control. It exhausts you without producing any fruit. When you catch yourself in this kind of worry, recognize it for what it is and refuse to continue down that path. Ask yourself, is there something I can actually do about this right now? If yes, do it. If no, release it to me and redirect your attention. Now let me speak to the deeper roots that often feed anxiety. Sometimes, fear is connected to wounds from your past that have never fully healed. Events from years or even decades ago can leave imprints on your soul that continue to generate fear long after the original situation has passed. If you experience trauma, betrayal, abandonment, or any form of deep pain, those experiences may have taught your nervous system to stay on high alert even when there is no present danger. I want to heal these roots, not just manage the symptoms. I am inviting you into a process of bringing these old wounds into my presence so that my healing light can reach them. This may take time. It may involve working with someone who can help you process what you have been through. It is not a failure of faith to seek help. It is wisdom. Sometimes anxiety is connected to unrealistic expectations you have placed on yourself or absorbed from others. You may believe that you must achieve certain things, maintain certain standards, or avoid certain failures in order to be acceptable. These beliefs create a constant pressure that generates anxiety. If you are always measuring yourself against an impossible standard, of course you will feel anxious. I want to free you from these tyrannical expectations. My expectations of you are not what you think. I do not expect perfection. I don't expect you to have it all together. I expect you to receive my love and let it transform you. I expect you to show up honestly and let me work with what you bring. That is all. Everything else is a burden you were never meant to carry. Sometimes anxiety is actually a signal that something in your life needs to change. Perhaps you are in a situation that is genuinely harmful. Perhaps you are carrying responsibilities that are not yours to carry. Perhaps you have said yes to things you should have declined. In these cases, anxiety is not the enemy, but the messenger. It is alerting you to a misalignment between your life and your well-being. Do not be so quick to dismiss the fear without first asking if it is trying to tell you something important. I may be using that anxiety to get your attention, to prompt you toward changes that will ultimately bring you into greater freedom. I want you to know that this journey from fear to freedom is exactly that. A journey. It does not happen overnight. There will be setbacks along the way. There will be days when the old fears return with surprising force, and you wonder if you have made any progress at all. Do not let those moments discourage you. They are normal. They do not mean you have failed or that my work in you stopped. They are simply part of the process. Every time you face a moment of fear and choose trust, even imperfectly, you are building new neural pathways. You are establishing new patterns. You are weakening the old habits of anxiety and strengthening the new habits of peace. This takes time. Beauty is happening even when you cannot see it. I am incredibly patient with you in this process. I am not frustrated by how long it takes. I am not disappointed when you struggle. I am cheering you on with every small step forward. I am lifting you up when you stumble. I am whispering reminders of truth when lies try to overwhelm you. I am fighting for your freedom in ways you cannot perceive. You are not alone in this battle. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. I am with you at every moment, in every challenge. Through every fear, my presence is the constant that does not waver even when everything else feels unstable. Think about what it would mean for your family if you were free from anxiety. Think about the peace that could fill your home. Think about the example you could set for your children or younger relatives. Think about the way your relationships could deepen when fear is no longer controlling your reactions. Think about the energy you would have for the things that matter when you are not spending it all on worry. This freedom is not just for you. It ripples outward to everyone around you. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. When you are at peace, you bring peace. When you are centered in trust, others are drawn towards stability. Your healing will be a gift to many more people than just yourself. I have plans for you that require a freedom from fear that you do not currently have. There are assignments I want to give you, conversations I want you to have, risks I want you to take, adventures I want you to experience. Some of these are waiting just beyond the barrier of your current anxiety. Fear has been functioning like a gatekeeper, preventing you from entering into the fullness of what I have prepared. But I am removing that gatekeeper now. I am tearing down that barrier. I am making a way for you to step into everything I have planned. You do not have to wait until the fear is completely gone to start moving forward. You simply have to be willing to move forward while the fear is still present, trusting that my strength will sustain you every step of the way. I know you have questions. I know there are things you do not understand about what you have been through and what lies ahead. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am asking you to trust the one who does. I see the entire picture that you only glimpse in fragments. I understand the connections that seem random to you. I know why certain things happened and how they will ultimately work together for purposes you cannot yet imagine. Your job is not to figure it all out. Your job is to trust me with what you do not know. Can you do that? Can you release your need to understand and simply rest in my wisdom? This is where true peace is found, not in having all the answers, but in knowing the one who does. Let me make you some promises that you can cling to when fear comes knocking. These promises are not wishful thinking. They are guarantees backed by my character and sealed by my love for you. I promise that I will never leave you. There is no place you can go, no situation you can find yourself in, no failure you can commit that will cause me to abandon you. My commitment to you is permanent and unconditional. When fear tells you that you are alone, you can know with absolute certainty that you are not. I promise that I will provide for your needs. Not necessarily your wants, not necessarily your preferences. Beauty or genuine needs will be met. I'm a good father who knows how to give good gifts to my children. You don't have to worry about your basic provision. I have it covered. I promise that I will never waste your pain. Every difficult thing you walk through has purpose. Every tear you cry is collected and counted. Every struggle builds something in you that couldn't be built any other way. Your suffering is not meaningless, even when it feels that way. I am working it all together for good. I promise that I am working even when you cannot see it. The silence does not mean absence. The waiting does not mean neglect. I am orchestrating circumstances and changing hearts and positioning resources for your breakthrough. Even now, My timing is perfect, even when it does not feel like it. I promise that my love for you is not based on your performance. You don't have to earn my affection or maintain a certain standard. Keep it. I love you because you are me and nothing you do can change that. My love is not transactional. It is unconditional. You can rest in that love without fear of losing it. I promise that I have a good plan for your life. This plan involves hope and a future. It includes purposes you have not yet discovered and joys you have not yet tasted. The best is not behind you. The best is still being written, even if your circumstances seem to suggest otherwise. My plans are good, and they are unfolding according to my perfect design. I promise that I will complete the work I have begun in you. I did not start transforming you only to abandon the project halfway through. I am committed to your growth, your healing, and your freedom. What I started, I will finish. You can count on that. These promises are anchor points for your soul. When the storms of fear rage around you, these are the truths you hold on to. They are not subject to change based on your feelings or circumstances. They are constant because I am constant. Build your life on these promises, and you will find that fear has nothing solid to stand on. I want to address the fear that tells you healing is not possible for you. You have struggled with anxiety for so long that you have started to believe it is simply part of who you are. You have tried different approaches without lasting success, and the discouragement has convinced you that freedom is for other people, but not for you. This is one of the enemy's most effective lies. He wants you to stop fopping because hopelessness keeps you in bondage. But I am telling you now that healing is possible for you. Yes, you. With all your history and all your failed attempts and all your deeply rooted fears, you are not beyond my reach. You are not too broken for my repair. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is available to transform your anxious heart. Do not let past disappointments steal your hope for future freedom. Perhaps you are afraid that even if you experience freedom from fear, it will not last. You have had good seasons before that eventually gave way to anxiety again, and you wonder if any victory is permanent. Let me assure you that real transformation is real. The freedom I bring is not a temporary reprieve, but a fundamental shift. Yes, there will be seasons where maintaining peace requires more effort than other seasons. Yes, there will be triggers and challenges that test your new foundation. But the core transformation I'm doing in you is lasting. Once you truly know in the depths of your being that I am trustworthy, once you have experienced the reality of my peace in the midst of storms, that knowledge becomes a permanent part of you. Fear may knock on the door. Beauty you no longer have to let in as a permanent resident. I want to talk about the relationship between faith and feelings. Your feelings are valid and important. They give you information about your internal state and help you process your experiences. But feelings are not always accurate indicators of reality. You can feel afraid without being in actual danger. You can feel alone while being surrounded by my presence. You can feel hopeless while standing on the threshold of breakthrough. Faith is not the denial of feelings, but the choice to act on truth even when feelings tell a different story. When fear rises up, acknowledge it. Do not pretend it is not there, but then make a conscious choice to believe what is true regardless of how you feel. Over time, your feelings will begin to follow your faith. The peace you choose will become the peace you feel. Consider the way anxiety has affected your perception of me. When you are consumed with worry, it is hard to see me as the loving, protective father that I am. Fear distorts your image of me. It makes you think I am distant or disinterested or incapable of helping. It interprets my silence as abandonment and my timing as neglect. But this is not who I am. I am close to the brokenhearted. I am attentive to every whisper of prayer. I am working all things together for your good, with a wisdom and power that far exceeds your understanding. The more you experience freedom from fear, the clearer your vision of me will become. And the clearer your vision of me becomes, the less power fear will have. This is a beautiful cycle that builds on itself, leading you into deeper and deeper trust. Let me remind you that you are not just surviving in this life, you are overcoming. The struggles you face do not define you as a victim. They reveal you as a warrior. Every time you choose trust over fear, you win a battle. Every time you reject the enemy's lies and believe my truth, you gain ground. Every time you bring your anxiety to me instead of letting it consume you, you demonstrate a faith that moves mountains. You are stronger than you realize. You are more resilient than you feel. And you are making progress even when it does not seem like it. I see every small victory, and I celebrate each one. Nothing you do in faith is wasted. Nothing you overcome in my strength is forgotten. I am preparing you for something. This season of learning to conquer fear is not arbitrary. It is preparation. There are situations ahead where you will need the peace you are developing now. There are storms coming where this trust will be your anchor. There are opportunities that will require the courage that is being built in you through this process. I do not waste anything in your life, including the struggle with anxiety. Everything is being used to shape you for what is ahead. So don't resent the process. Do not wish it away. Embrace it as the training ground where champions are made. Your testimony of overcoming fear will help others who are fighting the same battle. One day you will look back on this season and understand why you went through it. You will see how the peace you found became a beacon for others who were drowning in anxiety. Your victory will create a pathway for others to follow. This is not just about you. It is about everyone. Your life will touch once you are walking in freedom. The more complete your deliverance, the more powerful your testimony. So let me do the deep work. Let me root out the anxiety completely. Let me bring you into a freedom so thorough that others will look at your life and know that healing is possible for them too. Right now, as you receive these words, I am speaking peace over your mind. I am commanding the anxious thoughts to quiet. I am releasing the tension from your body. I am wrapping you in my presence like a warm blanket of security. Receive this peace. Don't analyze it or question it. Just receive it. Let it wash over you and through you. Let it settle into the places that have been tight with worry. Let it soak into the parts of your soul that have been parched with fear. This is my gift to you in this moment. You don't have to earn it or understand it. You simply have to receive it. I want you to picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, peaceful lake. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the clear sky above. There is no wind, no waves, no disturbance. All around you is quiet. This is the peace I offer you. Not the absence of storms in your life, but the presence of calm within your soul. Regardless of the storms, this peace is available to you always. It is not dependent on your circumstances changing. It is dependent only on your willingness to enter into it. Whenever anxiety rises, picture this lake. Remember this stillness. Know that I am inviting you to stand beside these quiet waters, and I will restore your soul. The journey from fear to faith is one of the most important journeys you will ever take. It touches every area of your life. It affects your relationships, your health, your purpose, your joy. There is almost nothing that is not improved by moving from anxiety to trust. So take this journey seriously. Commit to it fully. Do not settle for managing your fear when complete freedom is available. Do not settle for coping mechanisms when transformation is on the table. I am offering you something far better than learning to live with anxiety. I am offering you a life where peace is your constant companion, where trust is your default setting, where fear may visit but never moves in. Take hold of that life. It is yours for the taking. There will be moments on this journey when you feel like you are failing. Anxious thoughts will return. Old fears will resurface. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. In those moments, do not condemn yourself. Do not spiral into shame. Simply acknowledge what happened. Bring it to me and keep moving forward. Progress is not a straight line. Healing does not mean never struggling again. What matters is the overall direction. And if you keep choosing trust, the overall direction is toward freedom. Be patient with yourself the way I am patient with you. Celebrate the small victories. Learn from the setbacks without being defined by them. And always remember that my love for you does not fluctuate based on how well you are managing your anxiety. I love you completely, right now exactly as you are. I am going to close this part of our conversation with a declaration over your life. I want you to receive these words not just as encouragement, but a spiritual reality being spoken into existence. You are not a prisoner of fear, you're a child of the Most High God. You have been given a spirit of power, love, and self-control. The anxiety that has tormented you has no right to remain in your life. It is an intruder, and it is being evicted. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, is guarding your heart and mind. You are walking out of the prison of worry into the spacious place of trust. Fear is losing its grip on you with every word you receive. You are being transformed from the inside out. The chains are falling. The doors are opening. Freedom is not just coming. Freedom is here. Receive it in my name. My child, I want you to understand something fundamental about who you are in relation to fear. You were created in my image, and I am not a God of fear. I am a God of love. I am a God of power. I am a God of peace. And when I breathed my breath into you, I filled you with these qualities. The capacity for peace is already within you. The ability to trust is part of your design. Fear is foreign to your true nature. It was never supposed to be part of your story. When I look at you, I see someone made for courage, made for confidence, made for calm, assurance, even in the midst of chaos. This is your birthright as my child. This is who you really are, beneath the layers of learned anxiety. Every promise I have made to you is yes and amen. They are not maybes. They are not possibilities. They are certainties. When I say I will never leave you nor forsake you, that is an absolute truth that nothing in heaven or earth can change. When I say I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, that is a guarantee backed by my character. When I say my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, that is a covenant promise that stands forever. These are nothopes. These are facts. These are the foundation stones on which you can build your entire life with complete confidence that they will never shift or crumble. I have watched you wrestle with worry in the quiet hours when none else could see. I have seen the tears that fell on your pillow when the weight became too much to bear. I have heard the prayers that were more like desperate pleas than eloquent requests. I have witnessed every panic attack, every sleepless night, every moment when anxiety convinced you that disaster was imminent. And through all of it, my heart has been breaking for you. Not because I was angry at your weakness, but because I was grieved that you were carrying pain I never intended for you to carry. I have longed for this moment, this conversation, this breakthrough. I have been preparing you for exactly this point where you are ready to receive the freedom I have always wanted to give you. The enemy has invested heavily in keeping you afraid. He knows that a fearless child of God is dangerous to his kingdom. He knows that when you walk in peace, you walk in power. He knows that anxiety chains you to mediocrity, while trust releases you into purpose. So, he has worked overtime to keep you bound. He has planted triggers throughout your life. He has whispered lies that sounded like wisdom. He has magnified every potential threat until it blocked your view of my protection. But his investment is about to be lost. Everything he built in you is about to come crashing down. The stronghold of fear that he constructed in your mind is being demolished by the truth I am speaking. He may rage against it. He may try to rebuild. But he cannot stop what I am doing in you, because my power is infinitely greater than his schemes. Let me tell you what happens when you are free from fear. You become a different person. Not a different person in the sense of losing yourself, but a different person in the sense of finally being fully yourself. The you that anxiety has suppressed, the you that worry has hidden, the you that fear has constrained, that person emerges into the light. You become bolder, you become more creative, you become more present in your relationships, you become more effective in your work, you become more joyful in your daily life, you become more available for the adventures I have planned. Everything improves when fear is removed, because fear has been functioning like a dimmer switch on your life, turning down the brightness of everything you do. Removing fear is like switching on the full power. Suddenly, everything is more vivid, more alive, more beautiful. I want to speak directly to the physical reality of what you are experiencing right now. As you receive these words, I am releasing healing into your nervous system. The pathways that have been conditioned to respond with fear are being rewired for peace. The stress hormones that have been flooding your body are being balanced. The tight muscles are being loosened. The racing heart is being calmed. This is not metaphor. This is spiritual reality having physical effects. The same power that created your body is restoring it now. Receive this healing, let it do its work. Do not resist it or question it. Simply allow it to flow through every part of your physical being. In the days ahead, you will notice changes. Some will be dramatic and you will marvel at how quickly things shifted. Others will be gradual and you might not even recognize them until you look back and realize how far you have come. Both kinds of change are evidence of my work in you. Do not discount the gradual changes because they seem small. They are significant. They represent real transformation at the deepest levels. And do not take the dramatic changes for granted. They are gifts of grace, moments where I accelerated the process because I knew you needed the encouragement. Trust the pace of your healing. It is calibrated perfectly for you. I am commissioning you to be an agent of peace in a world filled with anxiety. When you walk into a room, you will carry an atmosphere of calm that others can feel. When you speak, your words will bring stability to those who are troubled. When you pray, your prayers will carry authority against fear because you know from experience the power of freedom. This is part of your purpose. You were not just delivered from fear for your own benefit. You were delivered to help others find the same freedom. The comfort you receive from me is meant to be passed on. The peace you experience is meant to be shared. You are becoming a conduit through which my tranquility flows to a terrified world. Think about the people in your life who are struggling with fear and anxiety. Picture their faces, some of them suffering, hiding their battles behind smiles that do not quite reach their eyes. Others are more open about their struggles but feel powerless to overcome them. I am going to use you to speak hope into their darkness. I am going to use your story to show them that transformation is possible. I am going to use your peace to demonstrate that there is another way to live. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be perfectly free from all fear. You simply have to share what I have done for you and point them toward the source of your peace. That is enough. That is powerful. That is what the world desperately needs. As we near the end of this message, I want to give you one final picture. Imagine yourself walking through a dark forest. The trees are thick and the path is unclear. Strange sounds echo around you, and shadows seem to move with menacing intent. This forest represents your fear. It is dark and confusing and threatening. But now imagine that you are not walking alone. I am beside you. And in my hand is a light that pierces every shadow. The darkness cannot overcome this light. It cannot even come close. The strangest sounds lose their menace when you realize they cannot harm you. The confusing path becomes clear with each step forward because I illuminate exactly where you need to walk. This is your reality. You are never in that dark forest alone. I am always with you and my light is always shining. Fear cannot survive in my presence any more than darkness can survive the arrival of dawn. My beloved child, you have heard much in these words. You have received promises and perspectives and practical guidance, but everything I have said can be summarized in this. You do not have to be afraid because I am with you. That is the heart of it all. Not techniques for managing anxiety, though those have their place. Not positive thinking, though renewing your mind matters. The foundation of your freedom is my presence with you. When you truly grasp that I am with you, that I will never leave you, that my power and love and wisdom are constantly available to you, fear becomes irrational. It makes no sense to be afraid when the God of the universe is walking beside you, fighting for you, working all things for your good. Let this truth sink from your head to your heart. Let it become the bedrock conviction on which everything else is built. I am with you. You are not alone, and therefore you don't have to be afraid. I love you more than words could ever express. The vocabulary of every language combined could not adequately capture the depth and height and breadth of my love for you. It is a love that chose you before you were born. A love that pursued you through every season of your life. A love that never gives up and never lets go. A love that sees everything about you, the good and the bad, and remains unchanging. This love is not threatened by your fears. This love is not weakened by your struggles. This love holds you through every storm and celebrates with you in every victory. Let yourself be loved by me. Let that love cast out every fear. Let it fill the places that anxiety has occupied. Let it be the foundation and the atmosphere and the destination of your entire life. Go forward from this moment changed not by your own effort, but by the work I have done in you through these words. These seeds that have been planted will continue to grow. The healing that has begun will continue to deepen. The freedom that has been declared will continue to manifest. You are not the same person you were when you started reading this message. Something has shifted at the core of your being. Something eternal has happened in your soul. Honor what has taken place by continuing to choose trust. Build on what has begun by returning to my presence again and again. And watch and wonder as the anxious person you thought you were fades away, and the peaceful person you were always meant to be emerges in fullness. I am proud of you. For receiving this message, I know it was not easy. I know there were parts where the fear pushed back, where the lies tried to reassert themselves, where doubt whispered that this was too good to be true. But you kept going. You kept receiving, you kept believing. That takes courage, that takes faith, and that faith will not go unrewarded. I see what you have done here, and I am pleased. You have honored me by trusting my words. You have positioned yourself for breakthrough by remaining open. The peace that is now flowing into your life is a direct result of your willingness to receive. Well done, my child. Well done. The sun is rising on a new chapter of your life. The long night of anxiety is giving way to a new day of peace. What was is not what will be. The fear that has defined so many of your days will no longer define your future. You are stepping into something new, something beautiful, something that has been prepared for you since before time began. Welcome to freedom. Welcome to trust. Welcome to the abundant life I always promised. This is who you were made to be. This is where you were always meant to live. And nothing can take it away from you. I will continue to speak to you. I will continue to guide you. I will continue to pour out my peace upon you day after day, moment after moment. This is not a one-time encounter, but the beginning of a lifelong journey together. Come back to my presence often. Let me remind you of truth when you forget. Let me restore your peace when it wavers. Let me strengthen your trust when it weakens. I am here for you always, forever, without end. And I am for you. I am fighting on your side. I am cheering you on. I am celebrating every victory and lifting you up after every fall. You are mine and I am yours, and nothing can ever change that. Remember this message. Return to it when fear tries to return. Let these words become so familiar that they rise up automatically when anxiety attacks. Let them become the new default voice in your mind, drowning out the old voices of worry and dread. You have everything you need to live free from fear. The power is already in you. The promises are already true. The peace is already available. Now go and live as the free, fearless, faithful child of God that you are. Go and shine my light in the darkness. Go and carry my peace to a troubled world. Go and fulfill every purpose I have prepared for you. I am with you. I will never leave you, and I love you beyond measure. If this message touched your heart and brought peace to your soul, type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing and to declare your trust. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Leave your prayer request below so others can stand with you, and subscribe to this channel with notifications on so you never miss a message of hope and healing. My precious child, there is so much more I want to share with you about overcoming the fear and anxiety that has held you captive. I am not finished speaking to your heart. I am not done pouring my peace into the places where worry has made its home. Stay with me as I continue to break every chain, silence every lie, and establish a foundation of trust so deep that fear will never again have the power to control you. I want you to understand the difference between healthy caution and destructive fear. Healthy caution is a gift I have given you. It helps you make wise decisions. It keeps you from walking carelessly into danger. It is rooted in wisdom and leads to life-giving choices. Destructive fear is something entirely different. It does not protect you. It paralyzes you. It does not lead to wisdom. It leads to endless worry. It does not preserve your life. It robs you of actually living. Learning to distinguish between these two is an important part of your freedom. When you feel fear arising, ask yourself, Is this fear pointing me toward a wise action I should take? Or is this fear simply tormenting me without any constructive purpose? If fear is guiding you toward wisdom, thank it and act accordingly. If fear is simply tormenting you, recognize it for what it is and refuse to let it rule your thoughts. Many of the things you fear are attempts to control outcomes that were never within your control in the first place. You worry about what other people think, but you cannot control their thoughts. You worry about the economy, but you cannot control market forces. You worry about health issues, but you cannot control every cell in your body. You worry about what the future holds. Beauty, you cannot control the unfolding of time. So much of your anxiety is spends you never had the power to change. What a waste of precious energy. What a theft of joy that could have been experienced. I am not asking you to be irresponsible. I am asking you to focus your energy on what you can actually influence and release everything else to me. There is so much freedom in this simple distinction. Do what you can do and trust me with the rest. That is all I ask. Think about how much time you have spent preparing for disasters that never arrived. Think about the mental energy devoted to problems that never materialized. Think about the emotional resources drained by scenarios that existed only in your imagination. I am not criticizing you for this. I understand how fear works. It convinces you that preparation for every possible negative outcome is necessary for survival. But that is not wisdom. That is bondage. True preparation involves doing reasonable things to steward your life. Well, beyond that, excessive worry is not preparation. It is torture. You cannot actually prepare for everything that might go wrong because the possibilities are endless. At some point, you must trust. At some point, you must release control. At some point, you must believe that I am capable of handling whatever comes. I want you to release the fear of being behind in life. You look at others who seem to be further along and anxiety grips you. You compare your progress to timelines you have created in your mind and you panic because you are not where you think you should be. But let me free you from this particular fear. You are exactly where you need to be for the work I am doing in you. Trust my timing, trust my plan, and trust that your story is being written by a hand that never makes mistakes. My timeline for your life is not the same as the world's timeline. My definitions of success do not match the definitions you see around you. You must remember that some of my most faithful servants were late bloomers by human standards, and some of my greatest works happened through people who seem to be falling behind their peers. I am never in a rush, and I am certainly not limited by your age or your current circumstances. What matters to me is not how fast you are moving, but the direction you are moving. Are you moving toward me? Are you growing in your trust? Are you becoming more like the person I created you to be? If the answer is yes, then you are exactly on schedule, regardless of what any human timeline might suggest. Write this down now. Name one area where you see growth toward God and put it somewhere you'll see it today. I know that the fear of missing out has become a plague in your generation. You see what others are experiencing, and you worry that life is passing you by. You make decisions based on the fear of regret rather than a genuine calling, saying yes to things you should say no to because you are afraid of what you might miss. But here's the truth you need to hear. You cannot experience everything, and you were not meant to. I have specific plans for your specific life, and those plans do not include doing everything, being everywhere, or experiencing all that this world has to offer. What my plans do include is far more valuable than any human experience you might miss. They include a relationship with me that satisfies in ways no earthly experience ever could. They include a purpose that brings fulfillment no amount of busy activities could provide. They include a peace that remains even when you say no to things others are enjoying. Do not let the fear of missing out drive your decisions. Let my voice guide you, and trust that what I am leading you toward is exactly what you need. If FOMO grabbed you just now, share this sentence with one person. My life is on God's timeline. I know you fear the judgment of others. This fear has shaped more of your decisions than you might want to admit. You have held back from things I called you to do because you were afraid of what people would say. You have pursued things I never intended for you because you wanted to impress those whose opinions seemed to matter. You have exhausted yourself trying to meet expectations that were never mine for you in the first place. Let me set you free from this prison right now. The opinion of others is not your measuring stick. My voice is your guide, and my voice says you are loved, accepted, and valued exactly as you are. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to earn approval through accomplishments. You do not need to shape yourself according to others' expectations. You need only to walk with me and become who I created you to be. When you truly grasp this, the fear of judgment loses its power. What does it matter what they think when the Creator of the universe is pleased with you? Say this out loud with me. I don't need to prove myself. Breathe in that truth and let it land. I see the fear that lurks beneath many other fears, a foundational terror that feeds countless anxieties. It is the fear that you are not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not attractive enough, not spiritual enough, not successful enough, not good enough. This fear whispers that you are fundamentally inadequate and that sooner or later, everyone will discover this truth. It tells you that you must constantly prove your worth through achievement and performance, and that any failure will expose the deficiency you have been trying so hard to hide. My child, this fear is based on a lie. The lie says your worth is something you must earn or prove. The truth is that your worth was established when I created you and confirmed when I died for you. You are enough because I say you are enough, not because of what you have accomplished or how you compare to others. You are enough because you are mine. Let this truth sink deep into your soul and uproot the fear that has convinced you otherwise. The fear of being truly known is another chain I want to break off you today. You are afraid that if people really knew you, the real you, they would reject you. So you hide, you wear masks, you present a carefully curated version of yourself that you think will be more acceptable than the authentic truth. But this hiding creates its own prison. You are never truly connected because you never allow yourself to be truly seen. You are never fully loved because the person being loved is a fictional character you created, not the real you. I want to free you from this fear. Yes, being known is vulnerable. Yes, some people might not accept the real you, but the right people will. And more importantly, I already know everything about you. Every secret, every shame, every hidden thought, and I love you completely. If the God who knows everything about you loves you unconditionally, why would you fear being known by humans who can only ever see a fraction of who you are? Let me speak to the fear that your past will define your future. You have made mistakes, and some of them haunt you still. You wonder, If you have disqualified yourself from the good things I have planned, you fear that the consequences of your past choices will follow you forever. But I am a God of redemption. I specialize in taking broken things and making them beautiful. I specialize in taking failures and turning them into foundations for future success. Your past does not have to determine your future unless you let it. The mistakes you have made have been forgiven. The consequences can be redeemed. The story is not over. In fact, some of the very things you are most ashamed of will become the most powerful parts of your testimony. The areas of your greatest failure can become the areas of your greatest ministry. Do not let fear of your past keep you from stepping into my plans for your future. If you want prayer about your past or a partner to pray with you, type pray or reach out to someone trustworthy this week. The fear of commitment keeps many people trapped in uncertainty. They are afraid to commit to relationships because those relationships might not work out. They are afraid to commit to a path because that path might prove to be wrong. They are afraid to commit to anything wholeheartedly because wholehearted commitment means wholehearted risk. But here is what fear does not tell you. A life without commitment is a life without depth. Surface-level engagement in everything produces mastery of nothing. Half-hearted relationships yield half-hearted connection. By trying to keep all your options open, you close yourself off from the profound experiences that only come through full commitment. I am not asking you to be reckless. I am asking you to trust me enough to commit to the things I am calling you to, even knowing that commitment involves risk. I will not always protect you from consequences, but I will always walk with you through them. And the depth of life that comes from wholehearted engagement is worth far more than the false security of perpetual hesitation. Choose one thing right now to commit to this week. One relationship, one spiritual practice, one act of service. Write it down and tell one trusted person. Fear of change keeps you stuck in situations that no longer serve you. Even when your current circumstances are painful, at least they are familiar. The unknown future seems more threatening than the known present, even if the known present is miserable. So you stay in jobs that drain your soul. You stay in patterns that damage your health. You stay in mindsets that limit your growth. All because change feels more frightening than the status quo. But I am a God who does new things. I am constantly inviting you into growth, and growth requires change. The discomfort of transformation is temporary, but the fruit of transformation is lasting. Do not let fear of change keep you in places I am calling you to leave. Do not let attachment to the familiar prevent you from experiencing the better things I have prepared. Yes, change is uncomfortable. Yes, it involves the loss of what was, but what is coming is worth the transition. Trust me and step into the new thing I am doing in your life. There is also a fear of success that you might not even recognize in yourself. Part of you sabotages opportunities because you are afraid of what success would require. You are afraid of the responsibility that would come with advancement. You are afraid of the attention that would come with achievement. You are afraid of the higher expectations that would follow any elevation. So you unconsciously hold yourself back at creating problems or avoiding opportunities or undermining your own progress. But I have given you gifts and talents that were meant to be fully expressed. I have placed you on a path that leads somewhere specific. When you sabotage success out of fear, you are not just limiting yourself, you are limiting what I want to do through you. The success I am leading you toward is not something to fear. I will equip you for every responsibility. I will protect you in every spotlight. I will give you grace for every elevated expectation. Trust me with your success as much as you trust me with your struggles. Your fear of conflict causes you to avoid necessary confrontations. You would rather suffer in silence than risk the discomfort of an honest conversation. You let injustice go unaddressed. You allow boundaries to be violated. You swallow words that need to be spoken, all because you fear the tension that truth might create. But not all conflict is bad. Some conflict is necessary for healthy relationships and healthy boundaries. Avoiding all conflict does not create peace, it creates suppression. And what is suppressed does not disappear, it festers. I want to give you the courage to engage in necessary conflict with grace and wisdom, not fighting for the sake of fighting, but speaking truth in love, even when it is uncomfortable. The fear of conflict has kept you silent when your voice was needed. It has kept you compliant when resistance was called for. Let me free you from this fear so you can become the powerful, truth-speaking person I created you to be. My child, let me continue to pour out my heart to you about this freedom from fear and anxiety that I am establishing in your life. Every word I speak is designed to uproot the weeds of worry that have choked your peace for too long. Every sentence is a seed of trust being planted in soil that I am preparing to receive it. Stay with me. Keep receiving. The transformation is happening even now as you take in these truths. The fear of vulnerability has built walls around your heart that were never supposed to be there. You have been hurt before. People have taken advantage of your openness. Trust has been betrayed. So you learn to protect yourself by keeping your heart guarded, by never fully letting anyone in, by maintaining distance even in close relationships. This self-protection feels necessary, even wise. But it has cost you more than you realize. Behind those walls, you are safe but also lonely. Protected but also disconnected. Guarded but also starving for the intimacy that only vulnerability can create. I am not asking you to be foolish with your heart. I am not asking you to trust people who have proven untrustworthy. But I am asking you to lower those walls with me. I am asking you to let me into the protected places. I am asking you to risk vulnerability, at least with me, the one who will never betray you, never use your openness against you, and never take advantage of your trust. Start with me. Let me into the guarded places. And as you experience the safety of vulnerability with me, you will find the courage to selectively open your heart to others as well. Many of your fears are rooted in an unwillingness to accept the reality of uncertainty. You want guarantees. You want to know how things will turn out. You want certainty before you take steps of faith. But life does not offer those guarantees, and neither do I. Not because I am withholding information to be mysterious, but because certainty would eliminate the need for faith. And faith is essential to our relationship. Learning to be at peace with uncertainty is one of the most important skills you can develop. It does not mean you enjoy not knowing. It does not mean you stop making plans or preparing wisely. It means you stop requiring certainty as a prerequisite for peace. You can be uncertain about the future and still be at peace about the future, because your peace is not based on knowing outcomes. It is based on knowing me. I know the outcomes. I have them all figured out, and you know me. That is the bridge between uncertainty and peace. The fear of intimacy has kept you from experiencing the depth of connection that your soul craves. Not just romantic intimacy, but emotional and spiritual intimacy in all your relationships. You are afraid to be fully known, fully seen, fully present with another person. You hold part of yourself back, maintaining an escape route, keeping some distance even in your closest relationships. This fear often comes from past wounds where intimacy led to pain. Someone you let close hurt you deeply. So you learn that closeness equals danger. But I want to heal that equation in your heart. Yes, intimacy involves risk. Yes, closeness can lead to pain. But intimacy is also where the deepest joys are found. Connection is where true fulfillment lives. The alternative to the risk of intimacy is a life of isolation. And isolation is its own kind of death. I am calling you into deeper intimacy, first with me and then with others. I am healing the wounds that made closeness feel dangerous. I am making you capable of connection without the constant fear that it will be used against you. Let me speak to your fear of disappointing me. You carry anxiety about whether you are living up to my expectations, whether you are being faithful enough, spiritual enough, devoted enough. You worry that I am looking at you with disappointment, shaking my head at your failures and shortcomings. This fear keeps you in a constant state of striving, never able to rest in my love because you are too busy trying to earn it. But here's the truth that can set you free. I am not disappointed in you. I knew exactly who you would be before I created you. I knew every failure, every weakness, every moment where you would fall short. And I created you anyway. I chose you anyway. I love you anyway. My expectations of you are not the impossibly high standards you have imagined. My expectation is simply that you keep showing up, keep pursuing a relationship with me, and keep bringing your honest self into my presence. That is all. And even when you fail at that, my love does not diminish. You cannot disappoint your way out of my affection. The very concept is impossible. Release this fear and rest in the reality of unconditional love. The fear of losing control is behind so much of your anxiety. You have worked hard to create a sense of order in your life. You have systems and plans and routines that help you feel like you are on top of things. When circumstances threaten to disrupt your sense of control, panic rises. When unexpected events shatter your careful plans, anxiety floods in. But I want to tell you something important. You never had the control you thought you had. The illusion of control is just that, an illusion. Life is far too complex, too unpredictable, too filled with variables beyond your influence for any human to truly be in control. What you have been doing is managing a tiny fraction of your circumstances while pretending that gave you mastery over the whole. When I ask you to release control, I am not asking you to give up something you had. I am asking you to give up the exhausting pretense that you ever had it. True rest comes not from gaining more control, but from releasing the desperate need for it and trusting that I am in control, even when your carefully constructed plans fall apart. Your fear about your children, if you have them, or about loved ones you feel responsible for, is something I want to specifically address. This fear is particularly powerful because it is rooted in love. You would do anything to protect them. The thought of anything bad happening to them is unbearable. So you worry constantly. You imagine dangers around every corner. You hover and protect and try to shield them from a world that feels threatening. I understand this fear, and I do not judge you for it. Your love is beautiful, but your fear is not serving you or them. When you parent from fear, you teach fear. When you love with constant worry, you communicate that the world is fundamentally unsafe. I am not asking you to stop caring or stop being vigilant. I am asking you to trust me with the ones you love. I love them even more than you do. I was watching over them before you knew they existed. I have plans for their lives that are good. Transfer the weight of their well-being from your shoulders to mine. Keep doing what you can do as a parent or loved one, but stop carrying the impossible burden of controlling outcomes you were never meant to control. The fear of illness has taken on particular power in recent years. You have become hyper-aware of every sensation in your body. A headache becomes a brain tumor. A cough becomes a terminal condition. You research symptoms online and convince yourself that something is seriously wrong. Health anxiety has become a constant companion, robbing you of the ability to simply live in your body without fear. I want to bring peace to this area of your life. Yes, your body is mortal. Yes, illness is part of the human experience. But living in constant fear of sickness does not prevent sickness. It just poisons the days you do have with unnecessary anxiety. Take reasonable care of your health. See doctors when appropriate, but then release the outcomes to me. Your body is in my hands. The length of your days is in my control. Whether you live to be 30 or 100, your life is precious to me and will fulfill its purpose. Do not waste the gift of today worrying about the health challenges of tomorrow. Be present in your body. Enjoy its capabilities. Thank me for its functioning and trust me with both its healing and its limitations. I know you fear growing old. The thought of declining abilities, increasing dependence, and the inevitable approach of death creates anxiety in your heart. You look at the future and see loss piling upon loss until everything you know is stripped away. But I want to give you a different perspective on aging. Yes, the outer person is wasting away, but the inner person is being renewed day by day. The things you fear losing are temporary anyway. The things that truly matter, your relationship with me, the love you have shared, the character you have developed, these cannot be taken by time. And death itself, the ultimate fear behind the fear of aging, has been conquered. Death is not the end for those who belong to me. It is a doorway into fullness of life, the beginning of an eternal existence where there is no more pain, no more sorrow, no more fear. When you understand that your future is not diminishment but glory, the fear of aging loses its grip. You are moving towards something, not just away from something. And what you are moving toward is better than anything you have experienced in this life. The fear of wasting your life is particularly acute in a culture that celebrates achievement and productivity. You lie awake wondering if you are making the most of your time, if you are accomplishing enough, if you will leave a significant legacy. You compare your impact to others and find yourself lacking. You fear reaching the end and realizing you did not do enough with the years you were given. Let me offer you peace on this matter. First, your worth is not measured by your productivity. You are not a machine whose value depends on output. You are my beloved child whose value depends on nothing but my love. Second, significance is not always measured in big accomplishments. Sometimes the most significant things are the small, faithful choices made day after day. The kind word, the patient presence, the honest conversation, the quiet prayer. These things may never make headlines, but they make eternal differences. Third, I am the one who assigns purpose and determines significance. Trust me with the meaning of your life. Do what I put in front of you with faithfulness and love. Leave the assessment of impact to me. You may be surprised to discover that the things you thought were insignificant were actually the most valuable things you ever did. Your fear of missing my will has created its own kind of anxiety. You are so afraid of making the wrong decision, of taking the wrong path, of somehow stepping outside of my plan that you become paralyzed. You overanalyze every choice, looking for signs and confirmations, afraid to move in any direction without absolute certainty that it is the right one. Let me free you from this fear. My will for your life is not a tightrope that you have to walk perfectly or fall into disaster. It is more like a broad path with clear boundaries, but plenty of room to move. As long as you are walking in relationship with me, making choices that align with my character and values, you are in my will. I am not waiting for you to make a wrong turn so I can abandon you or withhold blessing. I am with you on every path, working good in every circumstance, redeeming every mistake. Make your decisions with prayer and wisdom, then move forward with confidence. If you get off track, I will let you know. But stop waiting for perfect certainty before you take any steps. That kind of certainty rarely comes in this life. Walk by faith, not by sight. And trust that I am guiding even when you cannot see the way clearly. The fear of being ordinary is another anxiety I want to address. In a world that celebrates the exceptional, the viral, the standout, you fear being unremarkable. You look at your normal life with its normal challenges and normal joys, and you wonder if it is enough. You fear that without some extraordinary achievement, your existence will be forgettable, insignificant, merely average. But I want to tell you something important. I love ordinary. I chose ordinary people to carry out my most extraordinary plans. I delight in faithful obscurity as much as public acclaim. An ordinary life lived in love, integrity, and faithfulness is a beautiful thing to me. You do not have to be famous to fulfill your purpose. You do not have to be exceptional by human standards to be exceptional to me. Embrace your ordinary life as the gift it is. Invest yourself fully in the people and responsibilities I have given you, and trust that significance is found not in standing out, but in loving well. My beloved child, I am continuing to pour out truth over you like a river of peace. Every word is washing away the residue of fear. Every sentence is displacing the anxiety that has occupied your mind for too long. Keep receiving. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Keep allowing these truths to penetrate deep into your soul. The freedom I am establishing in you will last far beyond this moment. Let me address the fear that your prayers are not being heard. You have prayed for things that did not seem to happen. You have cried out in desperation and heard only silence. You have begun to wonder if I am really listening, if prayer really makes a difference, if your voice actually reaches my throne. This doubt has bred anxiety about your relationship with me. Are we really connected? Does communication actually flow between us? I want to assure you with all the weight of my being, I hear every prayer. Not a single word falls to the ground unnoticed. Not a single tear escapes my attention. Not a single sigh goes unheard. The fact that you have not always received the answers you wanted does not mean I was not listening. It means I was listening and responding with something other than what you requested. Sometimes my answer is yes, given exactly as you asked. Sometimes my answer is wait, given in a different timing than you preferred. Sometimes my answer is something different, given because I know what you need better than you do. But I always answer. I am always engaged with your prayers. The conversation is always happening, even when you cannot perceive my side of it. The fear of being alone, truly and permanently alone, is one of the deepest fears a human can experience. You worry about ending up without meaningful relationships, without someone who truly knows and cares for you. Isolated in a world full of people but empty of connection. This fear drives some of your unhealthy behaviors and relationships, causing you to cling too tightly or settle for too little or compromise your values just to avoid being alone. But I want to establish something unshakable in your heart. You are never truly alone. Even if every human relationship were to fail, I am still with you. My presence is constant and permanent. I am not going anywhere. And from this secure foundation of being known and loved by me, you can build healthy human relationships without the desperation that fear of abandonment creates. You can hold people appropriately, not clinging or pushing away, because your fundamental need for connection is already met in me. Your anxiety about money and finances deserves more attention. This fear is one of the most common and most controlling forms of anxiety. You check your accounts constantly. You calculate and recalculate expenses and income. You lie awake thinking about bills and debts and the financial demands that seem never-ending. Money has become a source of chronic stress that affects your health, your relationships, and your ability to enjoy life. I want to bring my peace into your financial situation, not by magically making all your financial challenges disappear, but by changing your relationship with money itself. Money is a tool, nothing more. It should serve your life, not control it. When you make me your source of security instead of your bank balance, the power of financial anxiety begins to break. I am not asking you to be irresponsible. I am asking you to do what you can do with wisdom and then trust me with the rest. I have promised to meet your needs, not your wants, not your lifestyle expectations, but your needs. And I am faithful to keep that promise. Every day you have had food and shelter, and the essentials of life is evidence of my provision. Trust the pattern. Trust the provider. Let go of the anxiety that has made money a god you serve rather than a tool you use. The fear of not being able to handle what life brings is another layer I want to address. You look at challenges others face and wonder if you could survive them. You look at difficulties ahead and doubt your capacity to endure. This fear tells you that you are too weak, too fragile, too limited to handle the hard things that might come your way. But this fear is based on a fundamental misunderstanding. It assumes you have to handle life in your own strength. It assumes the resources you have right now are all the resources you will ever have. It ignores the most important variable, my grace given in the moment of need. You will never have the strength to face tomorrow's challenges today. That is not how I work. But when tomorrow comes, I will give you exactly what you need to face it. You have already survived every difficult day of your life so far. That survival was not an accident. It was my grace delivered moment by moment, empowering you for each challenge as it arrived. trust that pattern. Stop trying to handle future problems with current resources. Know that when the time comes, the grace will come with it. Many of you fear that your faith is not strong enough. You compare your faith to others who seem so certain, so confident, so unshakable in their trust. You feel like a spiritual failure, worried that your doubts and struggles disqualify you from my blessing or presence. Let me set you free from this fear. Faith is not about the absence of doubt. It is about choosing to trust me even in the presence of doubt. Faith is not a feeling of certainty. It is a decision to rely on me, regardless of how certain or uncertain you feel. Some of the people I used most powerfully struggled with doubt their entire lives. What made them faithful was not the absence of questions, but the decision to keep showing up, keep trusting, keep moving forward despite the questions. Your faith is enough. The tiny amount of faith you have is enough if it is pointed at me. A mustard seed of faith in a mountain-moving God can accomplish more than a mountain of faith in yourself. Stop measuring your faith and start using it. Stop worrying about whether it is strong enough and start exercising it in daily trust. That is how faith grows, not by analyzing it, but by acting on it. The fear of being trapped is another anxiety I want to dissolve. You feel stuck in situations you cannot change. You see no way out of circumstances that feel suffocating. You fear that this is your life forever, that nothing will ever change, that you are imprisoned by your choices or your circumstances or forces beyond your control. But I am the God who makes ways where there are no ways. I specialize in opening doors that seem permanently closed. I part seas and crumble walls and create paths through wildernesses. No situation is as permanent as it feels in the moment of despair. Hold on. Keep trusting. Keep your eyes open for the exit I am preparing. It may not come in the form you expect. It may not come on the timeline you prefer, but a way of escape is coming for every situation that is truly harmful to you. You are not as trapped as you feel. I am working behind the scenes, moving pieces into place, preparing a deliverance you cannot yet see. Your fear of being forgotten is connected to your need for significance. You worry that your life will pass without leaving a mark, that the world will continue as if you never existed, that your contributions and struggles in love will vanish as if they never were. But I want to tell you something beautiful. I never forget. Every act of kindness you have shown is recorded. Every sacrifice you have made is remembered. Every moment of faithfulness is preserved. Your life matters to me, and what matters to me is never lost. Beyond that, your influence extends further than you can see. The lives you have touched other lives, and those have touched still others in an ever-expanding ripple of impact. You will never know this side of eternity how far your influence has reached. But one day, I will show you, and you will be amazed at how much difference your ordinary life has made. The fear of making the same mistakes again keeps some of you trapped in shame and hesitation. You have failed before in specific ways, and you are terrified of repeating those failures. So you either avoid situations that might lead to similar failures, or you live in constant anxiety whenever you are in those situations, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I want to free you from this fear. Yes, you have failed before, but you have also grown since then. You have learned things you did not know. You have developed strength you did not have. You are not the same person who made those mistakes. And there is no law that says history must repeat itself. Beyond that, even if you do fail again, I will still be there. My grace covers repeated failures as surely as it covers first-time failures. The fear of repetition is often worse than the actual repetition. Release this fear and walk forward in the confidence that my mercies are new every morning. Regardless of what yesterday brought, let me speak to those of you who fear being too much. You have been told directly or indirectly that your emotions are too intense, your needs too great, your personality too overwhelming. You have learned to shrink yourself, to dampen your natural expression, to take up less space so that others would be comfortable. This fear of being too much has caused you to hide parts of yourself that were never meant to be hidden. But I did not make a mistake when I created you. Your intensity is not a flaw to be fixed. Your depth is not a problem to be solved. You are not too much. You are exactly the amount I designed. The world needs your fullness, not a diminished version of you. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for who you are. Trust that I knew what I was doing when I gave you your particular blend of gifts and characteristics. The right people will not find you too much. They will find you exactly enough. And let me speak to those who fear being not enough. You feel like you constantly fall short, like you cannot quite measure up, like everyone else has figured out something you have missed. You feel inadequate in your roles, insufficient for your responsibilities, unqualified for your calling. This fear of insufficiency is exhausting. It keeps you striving and comparing and never quite arriving. But here's the truth. In yourself, you are not enough. No human is enough on their own. But in me, you have everything you need. My strength fills in your weakness. My wisdom compensates for your foolishness. My sufficiency completes your insufficiency. Stop trying to be enough on your own and start relying on me to be enough through you. When you do this, the fear of inadequacy transforms into humble dependence. And humble dependence becomes the channel through which my power flows most freely. I want to close this section with a simple but profound truth. Fear is not your destiny. Anxiety is not your permanent condition. The peace I am offering you is not a temporary reprieve, but a lasting transformation. Will you still experience moments of fear? Probably. You are human, and fear is a human emotion. But fear does not have to rule you. It does not have to be the background noise of your existence. It can become an occasional visitor rather than a permanent resident. And even when it visits, you will know how to respond. You will know how to bring it to me. You will know how to speak truth to the lies. You will know how to choose trust even in the midst of the feeling of fear. This is the freedom I am establishing in you. This is the new normal I am creating. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. My precious one, there is still more I want to share with you as we journey together toward complete freedom from fear and anxiety. Each word I speak is another brick removed from the wall that has held you captive. Each truth I reveal is another chain falling from your soul. Stay with me to the end of this message. The fullness of freedom awaits those who receive the fullness of my word. I want to address the fear that comes from carrying secrets. You have things you have never told anyone. Things that fill you with shame when you think about them. Things that you worry would cause rejection if they were discovered. These secrets have weight. They create a constant underlying anxiety because you are always managing what others know. Always afraid of exposure. Always living with a gap between your public self and your hidden truth. I want to invite you into freedom from this particular bondage. Not necessarily by telling everyone everything, but by bringing your secrets to me. I already know them all. There is nothing you could tell me that would surprise me or cause me to withdraw my love. When you confess to me, when you bring the hidden things into the light of my presence, their power begins to break. Shame loses its grip when it is no longer hidden. The energy you have been using to keep secrets can be redirected toward living fully. Consider also whether there are safe people who might receive your truth, people who can help you process and heal, people who can offer the human acceptance that reminds you of my divine acceptance. Secrets kept in darkness grow. Secrets brought into light shrink. The anxiety of comparison is a modern plague amplified by technology. You are constantly exposed to curated versions of other people's lives. You see their highlights while living through your own unfiltered reality. You compare their best moments to your worst moments and feel like you are failing at life. This comparison creates anxiety about whether you are doing enough, being enough, achieving enough. But comparison is a thief of joy and a lie dressed up as information. You are not seeing reality when you look at others' highlight reels. You are seeing carefully selected fragments that tell a story of success and happiness. Behind those images are the same struggles and fears and imperfections that you know in your own life. I did not create you to be compared. I created you to be you on your specific path, with your specific gifts and challenges. The only comparison that matters is the one between who you are and who I am calling you to become. Focus on that. Let go of the exhausting, anxiety-producing game of measuring yourself against others. Your fear of making mistakes has made you hesitant to try new things. You wait until you are certain you can do something well before attempting it. You stay in your comfort zone because venturing outside of it might lead to failure. But this approach to life is itself a kind of failure. The failure to grow, to explore, to become all that you could be. Mistakes are not enemies of progress. They are essential to it. Every skill you have developed has come through the willingness to be bad at something before becoming good at it. Every area of growth has involved stumbling before walking confidently. I am not asking you to be reckless. I am asking you to embrace the reality that mistakes are part of the journey, not detours from it. When you fail, learn the lesson and move forward. Do not let the fear of imperfection prevent you from action. Done imperfectly is better than not done at all. Progress is better than paralysis. Many of you carry anxiety about being a burden to others. You need help sometimes, but you hate asking for it. You struggle, but you hide it because you do not want to impose on anyone. You would rather suffer in silence than risk being seen as needy or weak. This fear of being a burden comes from a distorted view of relationships and a misunderstanding of how I designed human community to work. You were made for interdependence, not independence. I created you to need others and to be needed by them. Receiving help is not a sign of weakness. It is an acknowledgement of your humanity. When you refuse to let others help you, you are not protecting them from burden. You are robbing them of the joy of giving and robbing yourself of the relief of receiving. I often work through other people to meet needs. When you close yourself off from receiving, you may be closing yourself off from my provision. Practice receiving graciously. Let others into your struggles. You will find that most people feel honored, not burdened, when trusted with the real you. The fear of authority has shaped many of your interactions without you even realizing it. Something about people in positions of power makes you anxious. You anticipate criticism. You expect harsh judgment. You shrink in the presence of those who have influence over your life. This fear often comes from past experiences with authority figures who were harsh, unpredictable, or abusive. Your nervous system learned to be on high alert around power. But not all authority is dangerous. And more importantly, the highest authority in the universe is not harsh or critical or unpredictable. I am your ultimate authority, and I am for you, not against you. I am your good father, not your harsh critic. When you truly understand my heart toward you, human authorities lose their power to terrify. Their approval or disapproval becomes less determinative because you already have the approval of the one whose opinion actually matters eternally. Let your experience of my gentle, loving authority reframe your relationship with all authority. Come out from under the shadow of fear and live in the light of being fully accepted by the King of Kings. Your anxiety about the state of the world is understandable in these times. You hear about wars and disasters and injustice and climate crises and political divisions, and the weight of it all feels crushing. You wonder what kind of world your children will inherit. You fear that everything is falling apart and there is nothing you can do about it. These concerns are not irrational. There are real problems in the world. But living in constant anxiety about global issues you cannot control is neither helping the world nor helping you. I am aware of everything happening on this planet. I have not abandoned humanity or forgotten my promises. I am working in ways you cannot see, through people you will never know, toward purposes that will ultimately triumph. Your job is not to fix everything. Your job is to be faithful in your sphere of influence, to bring light to the darkness immediately around you, to trust me with the bigger picture while you attend to the smaller picture of your daily life. This is not apathy. It is appropriate humility. Do what you can do and trust me with what you cannot. Fear of rejection in romantic relationships has caused many of you to either avoid love altogether or to lose yourself trying to keep it. You are so afraid of being left that you become someone you are not, contorting yourself into whatever shape you think will make you lovable. Or you push people away before they can hurt you, ending relationships preemptively because waiting to be left feels worse than leaving first. But this fear-based approach to love produces only more fear. When you are not being yourself, you never know if you are truly loved or just your act is loved. When you push people away, you confirm your fear that you will end up alone. I want to free you to love from a place of security rather than fear. When your fundamental need for love is met in me, you can enter human relationships without the desperation that destroys them. You can be yourself because you know that even if this person rejects the real you, I never will. The fear of public speaking or being the center of attention is one of the most common fears humans experience. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your mind goes blank. The thought of all those eyes on you feels threatening in a primal way. This fear often comes from an underlying fear of judgment and rejection. What if I make a fool of myself? What if they see that I do not have it all together? What if I fail publicly? Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. But I want you to consider a different perspective. When you speak, you are not performing for judges. You are sharing something that has been given to you to share. The focus should not be on how you are being perceived, but on what you are offering. When your goal shifts from impressing others to serving others, the anxiety often diminishes. And beyond that, remember that I am with you in those moments of visibility. I can give you the words you need, the calm you need, the presence you need. You are not alone on that stage or in that room. I am there, and my power is available to you. Trust that truth and step forward. Many of you are paralyzed by the fear of wasting time. Every decision about how to spend your hours carries weight because you are afraid of regret, afraid of looking back, and realizing you used your time poorly. This anxiety about time turns rest into guilt and leisure into worry. You cannot even relax properly because you are anxious that you should be doing something more productive. But I want to remind you that I am the Lord of time. I do not experience time the way you do. I am not frantically trying to cram meaning into limited hours, and neither should you be. Yes, be a good steward of your time, but also recognize that rest is a form of productivity. Recreation recreates. Time spent in relationships is not time wasted. An afternoon doing nothing may be exactly what your soul needs. I am not grading your time management. I am not keeping a score of productive hours versus wasteful ones. I am interested in your heart, your growth, your relationship with me, your love for others. Time serves those purposes, not the other way around. Release the anxiety of time management and trust that a balanced life of work and rest, productivity and play is exactly what I designed for you, my dear child. We are approaching the conclusion of this profound conversation about fear and anxiety, but before we close, there's still more I want to deposit in your spirit. These final truths are like seals on the transformation that has been happening throughout this message. Receive them and let them complete the work I am doing in you. The fear of not knowing what to do keeps some of you in perpetual indecision. You face choices and freeze because you are not sure which option is right. You gather more information, consult more people, weigh more factors, but clarity never comes. You are afraid of choosing wrong, so you do not choose at all. But indecision is itself a choice, often worse than either of the options you were considering. Life moves forward whether you decide or not. Not choosing allows circumstances to choose for you, which is rarely the best outcome. I want to give you freedom in decision-making, not certainty about which option is perfect, because life rarely offers perfect options, but the freedom to choose wisely and then move forward without second-guessing. Make your decision with prayer and wisdom, considering what aligns with my word and character, and then walk in confidence. Even if the decision turns out differently than you hoped, I can redeem it. I can work good out of imperfect choices made with sincere hearts. Stop waiting for certainty that will not come. Decide and move. Your fear of missing important information keeps you in a state of constant vigilance. You check your phone obsessively. You refresh your email repeatedly. You feel anxious if you are out of the loop for too long. This fear is fed by a world that bombards you with notifications and updates and breaking news, creating the impression that you must always be connected or you will miss something crucial. But I want to tell you that most of what you think is urgent is not actually important. The constant stream of information has created an illusion of urgency around things that have very little bearing on your actual life. You can miss most of it and lose nothing that truly matters. The peace that comes from disconnecting, from being present where you are instead of elsewhere through a screen, is worth far more than any information you might miss. Practice being unavailable sometimes. Turn off the notifications. Remember that for most of human history, people lived their entire lives without instant access to information, and they did just fine. You will too. The fear of your emotions has caused you to suppress feelings that were never meant to be suppressed. You are afraid of your anger because it feels dangerous. You are afraid of your sadness because it feels bottomless. You are afraid of your joy because it might be taken away. You are afraid of your desire because it might lead you astray. So you live a muted, emotional life, keeping everything at a low level so nothing gets out of control. But I gave you emotions for a reason. They are information about your inner life. They are responses to your experience that deserve attention rather than suppression. Emotions that are ignored do not disappear. They go underground and express themselves in other ways, often less healthy ways. I want you to develop a relationship with your emotions rather than a fear of them. Anger is not inherently bad. It tells you something matters. Sadness is not weakness. It tells you something has been lost. Joy is safe to feel. I will always give you reasons to find it again, even if it is temporarily interrupted. Desire can be surrendered to me and refined rather than feared and suppressed. Do not be afraid of what you feel. Bring your feelings to me and we will work through them together. Many of you live with a background anxiety about whether you are in the right place. Should you have taken that other job? Should you have moved to that other city? Should you have married someone else? Should you have made different choices at every fork in the road? This anxiety about alternative paths creates a constant unsettledness. A sense that maybe your real life is somewhere else, being lived by some alternative version of you who made better choices. But I want to tell you that you are where you are, and where you are is where I can meet you. There is no alternative version of your life that I love more than this one. I do not compare you to some ideal you who made all the right choices. I am present with the actual you on the actual path, with the actual circumstances that resulted from your actual decisions. Yes, some of those decisions could have been better, but I specialize in working with what is, not longing for what might have been. Bloom where you are planted. Invest in the life you actually have rather than mourning the life you imagine you might have had. I am doing more with where you are than you realize. The fear of appearing weak has cost you more than you know. You have pushed through when you should have rested. You have said you were fine when you were not. You have turned down help that you desperately needed. You have kept a brave face while crumbling inside. All because weakness seemed unacceptable, shameful, disqualifying. But let me tell you about weakness. My strength is made perfect in weakness. When you are weak, then you are strong, because my power flows most fully through those who acknowledge their need. The people I have used most powerfully throughout history were not the ones who pretended to have it all together. They were the ones who knew their limitations and depended on me to exceed them. Stop pretending to be strong. Admit your weakness to me and to save others. Receive the help that is available. Let my strength be demonstrated through your honest need. This is not shame. This is the path to true power. I know some of you fear that you have sinned too greatly to be fully forgiven. You have done things that horrify you when you remember them. You wonder if my grace really covers that. You accept that I forgive most sins, but you harbor doubt about whether your particular sins are included. Let me be absolutely clear. There is no sin beyond my forgiveness for those who come to me with repentance. No sin, not one. The blood I shed covers it all. The price I paid is sufficient for everything you have done or could ever do. Do not let the enemy convince you that your sin is the exception to my grace. That is one of his favorite lies, designed to keep you bound in shame rather than free in forgiveness. If you have come to me with sincere repentance, you are forgiven. Period. The guilt you continue to carry is not from me. I have removed your transgressions as far as the east is from the west. I remember your sins no more. Accept what I have done. Receive the complete forgiveness I offer. Stop punishing yourself for sins I have already paid for. The fear of the unknown is perhaps the most primal fear of all. Uncertainty feels threatening because your brain is wired to predict and prepare, and the unknown cannot be predicted or prepared for. You stand at the edge of what you know and look into the darkness beyond, and something in you recoils. But I want to transform your relationship with the unknown. The unknown is not darkness to me. I see everything, know everything, have planned for everything. When you walk into what you cannot see, you walk into territory that I know intimately. The unknown is only unknown to you. To me, it is as clear as the present. So when you face uncertainty, you do not have to face it alone or face it blind. You can face it hand in hand with one who sees perfectly. Trust me in the unknown. Let my knowledge be enough even when yours runs out. The most exciting adventures of your life are waiting in territory you have not yet explored. Do not let fear of the unknown keep you from the riches I have hidden there. As I bring this message to a close, I want to gather up everything I have spoken and seal it into your heart. Fear and anxiety do not have to be your story. You do not have to live in constant worry about what might go wrong. You do not have to carry the weight of every possible negative outcome on your shoulders. You do not have to be controlled by what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. There is another way to live, a way characterized by peace that remains regardless of circumstances, by trust that holds steady regardless of uncertainty, by joy that persists regardless of challenges. This is the life I am offering you. This is the freedom I am establishing in you through these words. It is not instant, and it is not automatic. It will take practice and intention. There will be setbacks and moments when old fears resurface, but the direction of your life is changing. The fundamental orientation of your heart is shifting from fear to trust, and that shift, once started, continues. The peace you have tasted in receiving this message will grow deeper and broader and more unshakable as you continue to walk with me and receive my truth. I am with you. That is the foundation of everything. In every uncertain moment, in every fearful thought, in every anxious spiral, I am with you. You never face anything alone. The God who holds the universe in his hands is holding you. The God who calms the seas and stills the storms is whispering peace to your troubled heart. The God who loves you more than you can imagine is fighting for your freedom with every word spoken in this message. Receive that love. Let it cast out every fear. Let it establish you in unshakable peace. Let it be the reality that defines your life going forward. Go from this moment different than you came. The transformation is real. The freedom is available. The peace that surpasses understanding is guarding your heart and mind. You are not who you were when you started receiving this message. Something has shifted at the deepest level of your being. Honor what has happened by continuing to choose trust. Return to these truths when fear tries to return. Speak them out loud when lies try to regain ground, and watch and wonder as the anxious person you thought you were becomes a distant memory replaced by someone who walks through life with confidence, peace, and unshakable trust in their loving Father. I love you more than words can express. I have always loved you, and I always will. Nothing you have done or could ever do will change that love. Nothing you fear has the power to separate you from that love. You are mine, and I am yours. And that relationship is the safest place in all of existence. Rest in it. Live from it. Let it be the foundation that makes everything else possible. The fear is breaking. The anxiety is lifting. The peace is flowing. You are free. My beloved child, before we truly close this sacred time together, let me pour out just a few more words of love and truth into your heart. These final moments are precious, and I want to leave you with an even deeper sense of the freedom that is now yours. The chains of fear and anxiety are breaking all around you. Can you feel it? Can you sense the weight lifting? Can you perceive the shift happening in the very core of your being? The transformation I am working in you right now is not temporary. It is not a feeling that will fade when you finish receiving these words. This is a fundamental repositioning of your soul. You are moving from a foundation of fear to a foundation of trust. You are moving from a posture of anxiety to a posture of peace. And though this process will continue to deepen over time, what has begun is real and lasting. I want you to remember this moment. Remember what it felt like to receive these truths. Remember the peace that began to settle over you as you let my words penetrate your defenses. Remember the hope that started to rise as you glimpsed a different way of living. These memories will be weapons against future fear. When anxiety tries to return, when worry attempts to rebuild its old strongholds, you can point back to this moment and say, I remember when God spoke freedom over my life. I remember when peace became possible. I remember when I began to believe that fear did not have to define me. Memory is a powerful ally in the battle for your mind. Build monuments to moments like this one. I have spoken many specific truths to you throughout this message. Some of them hit home immediately. Others planted seeds that will germinate over time. Still others addressed fears you did not even know you had until you heard me name them. I want you to return to this message not as a one-time experience, but as a resource you come back to again and again. Different parts will speak to you at different times depending on what you are facing. The words do not lose their power with repetition. In fact, they often become more powerful as you hear them again and again, as they sink deeper and deeper into the soil of your heart. Some of you need to know that the freedom I am offering is not just for you. It is for your family as well. The fear patterns that have controlled your life may have been passed down through generations. Anxiety might be woven into the very fabric of your family culture, but generational patterns can be broken. What has been passed down does not have to be passed on. You can be the generation where the cycle stops. You can be the one who receives freedom and then models a different way of living for those who come after you. When you walk in peace, you are not just blessing yourself. You are creating a new inheritance for your children and their children. The courage you choose today echoes through time. I am also speaking to those of you who have been struggling with fear and anxiety for so long that you have almost given up hope of change. You have tried so many things. You have prayed so many prayers. You have read so many books and applied so many techniques. And still the anxiety persists. You are weary of the battle, wondering if freedom is even possible for you. I want to tell you specifically, do not give up now. The very fact that you are receiving this message is evidence that I am still working in your situation. I have not forgotten you. I have not moved on to help others while leaving you stuck. This message is a fresh word for a new season. What did not work before may work now, because you are different now, because the time is different now, because I am doing something new. Let this be your moment of breakthrough. Let this be the turning point your story needed. Do not let discouragement steal what is available right now. For those of you who are receiving this message on behalf of someone else, someone you love who struggles with fear and anxiety, I want you to know that your prayers matter. Your presence in their life matters. Your patience with their process matters. You cannot force someone into freedom, but you can hold space for their healing. You can speak truth when they are drowning in lies. You can model peace in a way that gives them a glimpse of what is possible. Keep loving them. Keep praying for them. Keep pointing them toward me. In time, the seeds you are planting will bear fruit. Sometimes freedom comes through the persistent, faithful love of those who refuse to give up on the anxious one. I want to speak a blessing over you. As we close, receive these words not as wishes, but as realities being established over your life. I bless you with peace that surpasses understanding, peace that remains when circumstances do not, peace that becomes the defining characteristic of your inner life. I bless you with courage to face every fear not in your own strength but in mine. I bless you with wisdom to know the difference between productive concern and destructive worry. I bless you with freedom from every chain that has bound you, every lie that has deceived you, every pattern that has enslaved you. I bless you with my presence, constant and comforting, available in every moment of need. I bless you with hope for your future, confidence that the best is yet to come, assurance that I am working all things together for your good. The enemy does not want you to receive this blessing. He has been fighting against you throughout this entire message, whispering that it is too good to be true, that it works for others but not for you, that change is impossible after all this time. But his voice has no authority in your life. My voice is the one that matters, and my voice is saying you are free. You are at peace. You are held. You are loved. Fear has lost its grip on you. Anxiety is being uprooted. A new day is beginning. Agree with my voice. Reject his lies. Step into the freedom that is now yours. If this message touched you, share it with someone who needs it. Type Amen to declare your trust. Leave a prayer request below and subscribe or follow this channel so you don't miss future encouragements. Go now, my precious child. Go into your life with a different heart than you had when this message began. Go with peace where there was turmoil. Go with trust where there was fear. Go with confidence where there was doubt. Go with hope where there was despair. Go with the unshakable knowledge that you are loved beyond measure and held by hands that will never let you go. Whatever you face it with me. Whatever comes, we face it together. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my love. The journey continues, but you are walking in a new direction now. The path leads to freedom, to peace, to a life characterized by trust rather than fear. Stay on this path. Keep choosing trust when fear tries to pull you back. Keep speaking truth when lies try to regain ground. Keep returning to my presence when anxiety tries to isolate you. You have everything you need. My spirit within you is more powerful than any fear around you. My love covering you is stronger than any threat against you. My promises beneath you are more solid than any uncertainty ahead of you. You are going to make it. You are going to overcome. You are going to look back on this season and marvel at how far you have come. The transformation happening in you will become a testimony that encourages others. The freedom you are experiencing will become a light that draws the anxious toward hope. Your life is about to become evidence that fear can be conquered, that anxiety can be overcome, that peace is possible for anyone who receives it from me. This is not the end of our conversation. This is the beginning of a deeper relationship, one where you talk to me honestly about your fears, and I speak truth into the lies. One where you bring me your anxious thoughts, and I transform them into prayers of trust. One where we walk together through every challenge with peace that the world cannot understand and circumstances cannot shake. I am looking forward to this deepened intimacy. I have been waiting for this moment when you are ready to receive this level of freedom. And now that it has come, I am celebrating over you with joy. Go in peace, my beloved. Go in freedom. Go in trust and know that I am with you always, forever, without end. The fear that once defined you is becoming a distant memory. The anxiety that once controlled you is losing its power more and more each day. The peace I give is becoming your new normal. This is who you are now. This is how you live now. This is the abundant life I always promised. I love you. I have always loved you. I will always love you. Nothing can change this love. Not your fears, not your failures, not your doubts, not your struggles. My love is the constant in a world of change, the anchor in every storm, the foundation that never shifts. Build your life on this love, and you will never be shaken. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, is guarding your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus, now and forever. Amen.